you're on the lot. You've written, you're directing, you're starring in A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember that movie, how great A Star Is Born?
Yeah, Eric Roth is writing it also.
Oh, okay.
It's fantastic. And Will Fetters, too. And Lady Gaga is the female character, and she's unbelievable.
I bet.
Oh, my God. She's unbelievable.
I bet.
She really is incredible,
Yeah, and you're the Chris Christopherson character?
I mean, well, there's been 3 of them. James Mason did it, Chris Christopherson did the last one.
Yeah.
So it's a, you know, it's a sort of a version of that guy. But,
And you're singing in the movie?
yeah.
Do you sing?
No, and Ellen, do you sing?
Well, you know, everybody sings, but it doesn't...
Do they, though?
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone
really?
sings.
I don't know. See, I learned that that's not true.
Really?
Yeah, because I thought I sang. I was like, yeah, I sing. That's okay. It's so hard to sing.
No, I'm not saying I'm good, but I sing.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Like, people cook, but then there's cooking.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You're a good cook. I know that.
Good cook, but to be like an amazing chef.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So singing is I had no idea. I just felt like I would get fatigued at the end of even a phrase.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized, you know, it is really, the amount of respect I have for singers, which I know is ridiculous because of course you should, but I've really been awakened to the phenomenon of singing. So I just hope I can just be believable enough so that you can watch Stephanie, it's her name, Gaga, just shine because she's incredible. So I just got to make sure at least you believe my character so that she can then, you know, be incredible.
So it's just like another level. And what that song, I've worked with Lady Gaga before on Joanne, and we went and wrote this song. When I first saw the trailer for Star Is Born and the way that they made the song seem so exciting, and then when I saw the film and the way they make that scene in the parking lot, I was like, wow, they're really going to give this song a chance to get into people's hearts because this movie's so great.
Yeah. And so how long did it take you to write that song?
It was probably like a couple of days. I think we had the first part. She had this idea for the chorus. She sat down at the piano and she said, like, she's kind of pitched a few chords and she's like, I'm off the deep end or something. And then we're all, you know, hit the ground running. She's super fast. And then I think we got in the shallow part a little later. Because I love her songs like Bad Romance and how she's always like the rah, you know, the kind of wild Gaga thing that she does. So I said, like, we should do something a little weird. I know this is for this film, and it's like a ballad, but, like, do your weird Gaga thing. So she took the shallow part, and then she made the in the shallow, la, la, la. I can't even do it, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, you're probably tired. Did you go to that party, too? Did you go to Guys?
I went to that party for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like the Super Bowl of famous people. It's too much.
It's crazy. Oh, you didn't stay long?
Well, I just get, like, I mean, it's so exciting to see all those people, but, like, I'm used to seeing music people. Like, I walked in, and I think I know Giselle a little bit from my days of, like, DJing in New York nightclubs, and she's like, hi, Mark, do you know my husband, Tom? I'm like, Tom Brady, like, what the hell? And then same thing, actually, because I used to DJ in hip-hop clubs in New York for, you know, in my 20s, so I remember J-Lo from when she'd come to the clubs, and she's like, did you know my boyfriend or husband, A-Rod? I'm like, these are people I've only ever seen on TV. It's nuts. So I can't believe it's pretty wild.
Yeah, well, it's, you belong in that room. You are one of those people. And so the performance last night I thought was amazing with Bradley and Gaga, and the way, whose idea was that to push out the piano and then come from the audience?
I think it was Bradley's idea. I think he had a specific vision. I heard Lady Gaga talking about it, so like I think it was his thing, and I think that's probably might be the only time they ever performed that song together, so it made it feel really special.
It was so cool that they just walked from the audience, and then for Bradley, who's not a singer, to just sit down and sound that good and be, he didn't even seem nervous. Was he nervous?
No, I don't know. I mean, afterwards I went up to him and I was like, you killed it. And he was like, really? And I was like, how could you not know? But I think that, I think he's not a singer, so it was so brave of him to go on and do that.
Yeah, it's a surprise for all of us, because he's a great guy and a great actor, but for him to sound this good, too. You just met Lady Gaga, and I don't know if you've talked about this.
So
you and Lady Gaga should absolutely do at least a duet, if you're not thinking about it. I mean, how can that not happen, right?
Well, right now she's so busy. And it's...
Do you love her?
I do.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I try and tell her all the time, now is your moment. Remember to not listen. And when you have an idea, really go for it. because this is a moment to really create it. And it's performance art.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and it should be, we need people like her
Yeah.
in this world. We need her.
Yeah, she definitely is. She stands out. But you know, you were, you know, really, you and her together would be fantastic because I think a lot of people, when you came along, you stood out and gave a lot of girls hope and stood for power, for female power, and also just such creativity and being yourself. So I thank you for that. I think that you really added a
Thank you.
tremendous amount. You look dapper. You look fantastic. I
Thank
saw
you.
you on the Golden Globes the other night. You were fantastic.
Did you like it?
Yep, very funny. And you presented Lady Gaga, right?
Yes, I did. I did present the Lady Gaga. Ken Jeong and myself. Lady Gaga came up, you know, that's when the microphone was at the right level. We had to wait, because they had it too high at first, and they thought I was playing. I was like, I'm not going to talk until I feel like they can see my face at home. But Lady Gaga, she got an award, and what people don't know, after she got the award, she was walking off, she fell. I had to catch her, and while I caught her, I said, I just want you to realize how big my arms are. That it could have been bad. It could have been really bad for you, but I saved your life.
How far did she fall?
You know, I didn't let her go down that far because I'm a hero. The thing is, like, she was on her way down. It could have been brutal. You know, we're talking blood, broken bones.
Wow.
But the inner hero in me grabbed her, and my instincts kicked in, and I immediately cleared the camera. Move! And I had her, and she was gasping for air.
Oh.
And it was a moment.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a thing, and I was like, I'm engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lady Gaga is in it. And
Yes,
did
the
you shoot with
best.
her? Because I did.
Lady Gaga and I did not have anything together, but we ran into each other a couple times on set. But I saw her after the premiere, and she was looking at those pictures that you just saw, and you know she'd seen me on. You know, when the only time I had met her was when I looked like that, and so I saw her after the premiere, and I was like, "Hey, how are you?" And I could tell she didn't really recognize me. And my wife Tess was like, "Oh no, he's the one who, you know, gets brutalized."
Don't say. Don't say what happens to
in
you.
the show, and she went, "Oh my gosh!" And she started that. She gives me one of the greatest compliments I've ever gotten from Lady Gaga, and she says, she goes, "You know, I am very rarely am impressed by a transformation, and that yours was really terrific." And I thought, it'll never get better than this.
No, that's it was quite a transformation.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're naked a lot in this as well.
Yeah,
Like completely, it seems to me, completely naked.
Yeah, I think you see more of me in the first episode of this than you see in the first 2 Magic Mics combined.
Yeah. And naked with Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
How's that?
You've never been naked with Lady Gaga?
Nope.
That's so weird. Okay.
Not yet.
No, Stephanie, which is what I call her because it makes me kind of let go of the whole mythos of Lady Gaga, who I'm a huge fan of, and just relate to her as an actress, is so intelligent and gracious and down to earth. And she had us over to her house before we started to work together, so that by the time, you know, I was wearing nothing but a sock with her, we could just focus
How do
on
you
the
keep
scene.
the sock on?
It depends on what kind of sock they use, but typically there's an elastic band, and you pull it nice and tight.
Is it an actual
Maybe do
sock?
a double tie.
Is it like a real sock?
No, it's not like a real. You
Okay.
can use a real sock if you want. You can go Red Hot Chili Peppers poster if
Yeah.
you want, but no, it's typically this very bizarre
They make it specifically for that?
flesh-colored thing. Yeah, it's specifically for that.
I see. So it doesn't
Yeah.
really look like, it still looks like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much left to the imagination.
okay.
I mean, you have a pretty much understanding of somebody's junk if they're
Yeah,
wearing that.
yeah. So, well, I have so many questions, but
Please, ask away. I've needed to talk to someone
you need-
besides my therapist
Yeah.
about this.
but so you're like, because they yell cut, there's a bunch of takes,
Yeah.
and do you put a robe on, or are you just hanging out with the sock?
Well, in this case, it was kind of the great equalizer because we were also covered in blood.
Yeah.
So they just threw a plastic tarp over us. So here, it was a 4-way, by the way, in case you didn't see it.
Yep.
So here were the 4 of us with just a plastic tarp over us, making small talk until they called, "Okay, we're getting rolling," and they just whipped this tarp off us. We'd be like, "All right, back in it, let's go."
Oh, So you're making small talk, and then you go right back into the foursome.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's now I'm going to go back and look at it because now it's
You will
it's very
have a whole
interesting.
new insight into the
No, but it's
scene.
really sexy, and Lady Gaga is fantastic. You're
Yeah, she's
fantastic.
great.
But I'm thrilled to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. Well, you've been here before, but you've been here with clients, right?
I've never been out here. I was a stylist before I started my collection, so I've been here getting people ready. I know the back of the show very well, but I've never been on the front. This is very thrilling.
Well, I'm happy to have you here. So Lady Gaga is one of your clients, and I understand she's the one who actually convinced you to start your own line.
Yes, so when I was a stylist, I worked with her, but she's also one of my closest friends in the world. And so after I was, a stylist for many years, she said, her and a few other of my best girlfriends were like, you should just do it. And I was very naive, and I thought, yeah, I should do it. And then I started to do it and realized it was a lot harder than, like anything. And then the day of the show came, and I didn't have enough shoes. They were like, what do you want to do with the lighting on the runway? I was like, well, I've never done that before. And she's like, I can help with this. So she got in her car, she drove around town, she got all extra shoes, she directed the lighting. My other girlfriends were in the back, like, doing the hair, and now we're here, now we're at the Ellen Show. You know what I mean?
But I mean, Lady Gaga's running all your errands. This is when she was well known, and she's running around helping you get this show together. That's really a good friend.
She's been a very, very good friend.
Yeah, that's fantastic.